of girl child representations, interventions. To everyone who's here, you're all part of an amazing tribe and team.
Honorable Mandate Secretary Ma, we can't hear you if you're speaking.
Let's try. Hello?
Okay, now we can hear you.
Now? Oh wow. Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay then. So let me just get to this. When we empower a girl, we empower 1,000 dreams. That's a personal statement that I have come up with because I realize that every one of us born woman, honestly, is born a girl who truly never gets older and the dream interest. Amen. And I say that with an amen that yes, let it be so. Because stuff happens to women. Every woman has a story. But what I say is, may the girl in you never die. And may the girl the man falls in love with never turn into another expression of her distinction. So when we empower a girl, one power, one girl becomes a superpower. And that girl empowered empowers 1,000 dreams through the power of her dream come true. So my distinguished participants, esteemed partners, and dear advocates for girls' empowerment and our dreams coming true, it is such a delight to deliver this goodwill message at the virtual launch of the Girls Vanguard Project GVP. I commend the Tabitha Empowerment Center and the team Tabitha. And I'd also like to celebrate them for championing an initiative that doesn't just challenge us, but honestly inspires every one of us just to keep doing what we're doing from our own corners all around the world and in our different places of engagement and human development and impact with focus on the girl child. One of the first thrusts of my pioneer mandate after 48 years of there never being an FCT commission for women and coming in as the pioneer mandate secretary for women and children was to set up a desk for the adolescent girl child. Because I've always believed this from my place of advocacy prior to coming into politics and political office that the adolescent girl is such a unique DNA in the trajectory of women and girls. She is too young to be woman and she's too old to be the baby girl. And yet, right there at the center, she is the most vulnerable, implicated DNA on the trajectory of the girl child and the woman. I've also found out that when you bring an intervention through advocacy and inspiration, what you can do for that girl child at adolescence even as their voices are amplified and become leaders, influencers, and a single powerful motion of advocacy to our communities. I applaud all the strategic partnerships here on this platform, forged with esteemed organizations and personalities, but most importantly, like I have said, I celebrate the Supergirl, Madam Christina Uzo Wamba, for bringing us all together. Today, as we launch this project, we launch it recognizing and cascading the priority and importance of creating opportunities for girls to thrive and those who love them to thrive with them, to reach not just their full potential, but to become the exponential expressions of their dreams, creating new realities and dreams for others. I encourage us all as stakeholders to support this Tabitha dream, this initiative and aspiration, and work together to become a collective force that is brighter and brings full inclusion for girls, institutions, advocacies, governments, but most importantly, our dreams of impact. For us at the Federal Capital Territory, the GBP Girls Vanguard project is also that which we are intentionally blending into what we call the FCT Orange Girls Initiative, a platform of empowerment across our 62 wards, 17 tribal chiefdoms, and all of the representation of the 6 area councils through the First Ladies' wives of the area council chairman and the Royal Highnesses' wives of the royal fathers in the tribal chiefdoms of our 17 representations, which, by the way, cover 170 wards with Hakimis, their wives, their ward leaders, women development officers, and their adolescent girls. Yes, girls who are being empowered, girls who are being traumatized also, but changed through these kind of interventions. By scaling up your project, Tabitha, we working with you are committed not just to break barriers, but to create for you and your network new frontiers so that the FCT becomes your pilot location for carrying out what becomes global distinction in reference, in impact, and most importantly, in legacy. As I conclude on behalf of the Women Affairs Secretariat in thanking you for this today and much more for tomorrow, you can be assured, the girls online can be assured, what is being raised for you today is not a fund, it's your future. Your future as an empowered initiative that we will not stop as mothers, as sisters, as institutions, as those who love you to keep raising you up so that from our shoulders you take off, you fly with your amazing wings, your amazing colors, and you become our trophies to the world that lets the world know out of Africa and for Africa, out of Nigeria and for Nigerians everywhere. 1 out of every 4 Africans in the world is a Nigerian. And I want to believe that 2 out of every of those 4 Africans is an adolescent, and more than likely an adolescent girl in 2 places. So to you, the beautiful expressions of the power of our dreams coming true, through your dreams coming through, we are here to say, we're here with you, we got your back, and you have got your feathers, your wings, your colors. Go ahead and fly. On behalf of the Women Affairs Secretariat, all together, can we say it? We are ready. We are ready. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mandate Secretary, for that motivating, heartwarming, and encouraging message. I mean, the girls are on the call, so I'm sure the few who are on the call will be able to cascade the message down to other beneficiaries. Thank you again. While the Honorable Mandate Secretary was giving her goodwill message, a very important group equally joined this call, and that is the Young Men's Network in FCT. We have a representative in the person of Mr. Yahaya Moses Soje, and these are our he for she's in the FCT. You're welcome, Mr. Yahaya. Up next, we have the next goodwill message coming from one of the backbones of this project, in the person of Honorable Kehinde Charity Awojola, who is the SSA to the Minister for Youth and Development on Gender Matters. Honorable, if you're on the call, the floor is yours for your goodwill message.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gladys. Please permit me a bit under the weather. So please permit me to just not use my video. I hope I'm permitted.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished guest, the Mandate Secretary for Women in FCT, Ms. Christiana, the founder of Tabitha Empowerment Center, and every other important and honorable person, individual that has been recognized when the protocol was being set and established during the beginning of this program. I recognize you and I greet you. The organizers, the community members, and most importantly, the incredible girls of Jukwe community. I say good afternoon to every one of you. Yeah, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Youth and the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, I bring warm greetings and heartfelt congratulations to the Tabitha Empowerment Center on the official launch of the Girls Vanguard project. It's one of the projects that's very, very important and dear to our heart at the level of the ministry. This initiative is a timely and powerful reminder that when we invest in girls, we invest in the project boldly. We invest in the future. And then by equipping 30 young girls with the tools of education, life skills, and mentorship, this project boldly confront the barriers that limit the dreams of too many young girls across our nation. It also reflects the very essence of what we advocate for. We advocate for inclusive, transformative empowerment that reaches the grassroots and also uplifts the marginalized. So to the girls in this program, you can hear me, know this. You are not just beneficiaries, you're leaders in the making. You carry the potentials to shape not only your own destiny, but the destiny of your communities and indeed our dear nation, Nigeria. So, never underestimate the power of your voice, your mind, and your dreams. And before I just round up with my short goodwill message, I would want to commend Tabitha Empowerment Center and the partners for your unwavering dedication. This project is not just a launch, it is the bed of hope, of change, and a new generation of women, of girls who are going to become women leaders. May this be the beginning of even an impact and brighter future for our girls everywhere, starting from FCC. Thank you very much and congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kehinde, for that short yet very power-filled or power-packed goodwill message. The next to deliver his goodwill message is His Royal Highness, the Hakimi of Jukoi Community, Chief Nicodemus Machi. Your Highness, if you're on the call, the floor is yours. Okay, I think he's still grappling technical glitch. We would take the goodwill message from the founder, Safe Haven Foundation, one of the very solid partners of the Girls Vanguard project. She was a former Director General of NACTAL, which is National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. She's a professor of law. She is also a mentor in the person of Professor Fatima Waziri-Azi. Over to you, Prof.
Thank you, Gladys. Distinguished partners, honored guests, good afternoon. Let me start by thanking Tech and Madam Christina Okemba for convening this launch. Safe Haven Foundation is proud to stand with you as a partner on the Girls Vanguard project. Now, the obvious fact is, talent is everywhere, but guidance is not. And one steady adult showing up, listening, nudging and opening a door can change the direction of a young person's life, especially the life of a girl. And that's what mentorship does. It turns potential into a plan, it gives confidence, boundaries, and ambition a map. We often criticize young people, especially the Gen Zs, yes, those ones, for behaving badly or being unemployable. We complain about their excessive screen time and social media obsession, short attention span, informal communication, job hopping, and side hustles. We label them distracted and entitled. But here's the uncomfortable part. The same society that criticizes did not teach. We didn't consistently teach workplace decorum, financial literacy, respectful dialogue, or how to navigate a world that changes every barest fraction of a second. We shouldn't blame young people for the skills we fail to pass on. Mentorship is a bridge between what we expect and what we have prepared them for, which is why earlier this year at Safe Haven Foundation, we launched our own mentorship program for adolescent boys and girls, and why we are delighted to partner on the Girls Vanguard project. Together, we'll create to ask hard questions, connect learning to real opportunities, and make sure support is there when life gets complicated. So, a quick word to two groups. First, parents and community. Speak to strength, celebrate effort, not just outcomes. It takes a village. Second, to the girls. You are not a problem to be fixed, you are a promise to be kept. Be curious, be coachable, practice good digital habits, ask for help, and when you climb, turn around and pull somebody else up. That's leadership. So, on behalf of Safe Haven Foundation, I offer warmest goodwill to Tabitha Empowerment Center and to every partner making this possible. May this launch mark the beginning of thousands of transformed stories. Girls will become leaders, employers, innovators, and nation builders. Congratulations. Over.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that message. And of course, as expected, one that is filled with so much motivation and so much words to drive the girls, even to sustain them for the next 1 year while they undertake the trainings and then the field exercise. The next on our agenda for Goodwill Message is the founder Uwais Maiwada Foundation, Maiwada Aid Foundation, and the person of Mr. Abdullahi Maiwada. Sir, if you're on the call, the floor is yours for your Goodwill Message.
All right, thank you. Good day, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, great. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol, but I need to specially recognize our mother, Madam Charity Uzo Okamba, founder and executive director, Tabitha Empowerment Center, and also His Royal Majesty, His Royal Highness, the Hakimi of Jikoi Community. Distinguished listeners, esteemed partners, ladies and gentlemen, I feel good to be part of this launch and to speak as well before you for the launch of this Girls Vanguard project by the Tabitha Empowerment Center. This initiative is a ray of hope and a powerful statement that the future truly belongs to those who dare to invest in girls and women. Empowering girls is not just a noble cause, it is a necessity for building stronger families, thriving communities, and a progressive nation. When girls are given the tools, opportunities, and confidence to rise, they do not rise alone, they carry everybody, the generation, and the whole society along. This Girls Vanguard project is a timely response to the urgent need for mentorship, education, capacity building for young girls. It is about shaping leaders, nurturing innovators, and creating spaces where girls can dream without limits and achieve without barriers. On behalf of the Uwais Maiwada Aid Foundation, I extend my profound congratulations to the Tabitha Empowerment Center for this laudable initiative. We celebrate your vision, dedication, and courage in championing the cause of girls. As we launch this project, let us keep in mind that the success of our girls is the success of all. Together, let us commit to providing the support, partnerships, and platforms that will enable the initiative to thrive and transform lives. May the Girls Vanguard project grow into a lasting legacy of empowerment, inspiration, and impact for generations to come. Congratulations once again. I wish to continued strength, success in the remarkable journey. Also, to reassuring you at the Tabitha Empowerment Center, once again, of our 100% support in partnership and collaborations moving forward. Thank you for this great opportunity, and together we all can.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullahi, for that goodwill message. A very big thank you to all our distinguished stakeholders, partners, for the insightful, motivating, and thought-provoking goodwill messages. We still have other goodwill messages lined up, but we'll take them in segments. Next, we would be taking the overview of the Girls Vanguard project, and I have the honor to undertake this particular task. Distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, stakeholders, partners, it is my honor as project lead to present to you a brief overview of the Girls Vanguard project, an initiative by Tabitha Empowerment Center TEC designed to uplift, inspire, and empower our girls. All around us, we know that many girls face enormous challenges ranging from early marriage, teenage pregnancy, gender-based violence, limited access to education, and harmful cultural practices. These challenges prevent them from reaching their full potentials. In communities like Jukoi, these challenges are even more pronounced, leaving too many girls without the support and opportunities that they deserve. The Girls Vanguard project seeks to change this reality. Over the course of 1 year, beginning here in Jukoi community, we will work extensively with 30 girls between the ages of 9 to 22, helping them build confidence, learn essential life skills, and become champions for themselves and their peers. These girls will receive trainings in areas such as leadership, public speaking, sexual and reproductive health rights, vocational skills including digital literacy and culinary training, gender equality and GBV awareness, policy advocacy, and mentorship. Beyond training, the project opens doors to life-changing and transformational opportunities. Beneficiaries will have access to scholarship support to continue their education, as well as internship placements to gain hands-on experience and prepare for future careers. Importantly, they will also have the rare chance to engage directly with female policy or lawmakers and leaders, a role modeling experience that will show them that girls can indeed grow to become decision makers, innovators, and leaders in their own rights. This is more than training. It is about building a movement. By empowering these girls, we are also reaching their families, schools, communities, and even places of worship. Parents, traditional and religious leaders, and government agencies will be engaged to ensure that the environment around these girls supports their growth and sustainability of this project. At the end of the 12 months, we expect not just confident young women, but a ripple effect. Girls inspiring other girls, families supporting education, and communities breaking away from silence and beginning to embrace strength. The Girls Vanguard project is therefore not only about changing the lives of 30 girls, it is about transforming a whole community and setting an example for others to follow. We cannot do this alone. Your support, whether as partners, as donors, as mentors, as advocates, will go a long way in ensuring that the dreams of these girls are not just imagined, but realized. Together, We can build a future where every girl is valued, respected, and empowered to break free from barriers. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, partners, for listening to me. All right, up next, we would be taking another form of presentation. Now, not like the regular presentations we've listened to prior to now. This is a different type of presentation. We would be hearing from Abutu. Abutu is a Nigerian musician from Igong in Nasarawa State. He is a lawyer, he's a lecturer, and an administrator. In 2021, Abutu participated in the Nigerian Idol Season 6 and he finished top 17. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the singular honor of having Abutu, who would be singing towards one of his singles that is targeted at motivating us and also stressing on the need for empowerment of both women and girls. Abutu, if you're on the call, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for this great opportunity. I am indeed delighted to be one of the people that gets the rare opportunity to present something on this platform. I would also begin by appreciating the Tabitha Empowerment Center for such a great initiative. And then please permit me to observe the existing protocol. My name is Agbutun, and I'll be quickly sharing a piece from my songs with you, which is titled Haven. The song was written in 2019 in a bid to share or shed more light on the effect of war on specifically women, children, and other vulnerable people. I got the rare opportunity of putting out the song last year as an official studio record. And yes, so please enjoy the song. But before I go on, Gladys, please can you hear my guitar?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you so much. Please, this is Haven. Hear her crying. The sun burns on her skin. Her feet hurts. She walked all through the night. This hurts. This pain. No food, no money. She's left wandering in a new world, no man's land. Hear her crying. The sun burns on her skin. Her feet hurt. She walked all through the night. This hurt, this pain. No food, no money. She's left wandering in a new world, no man's land. She fights the system for her life, her baby. She closed her eyes today, tomorrow, please be great. She says, I don't want the life away from home. I don't want the life. It's hard out here. Someone hear my cry. I don't want the life away from home. I don't want the life. It's hard out here. Someone hear her. Parties in there going says, I don't want the life away from home, from my family. It's hard here. Someone hear my cry. Someone hear my cry. He cries every day and night. Please help her, give her a hand. Someone hear her cry. Someone hear her cry. I don't want the life away from home because of war or crime or killings. Someone help me. Someone help me. More. Thank you very much, and I hope we do hear their cries, cries of women and children in displacement, in very difficult situations. Thank you, TEC. Have a great launch. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Abutu, for delivering on that and coming through for Tabitha Empowerment Center. Those were thought-provoking. Those were very emotional. I don't know about the rest, but I mean, those words were heart-piercing, if I would say that. And indeed, a perfect blend of advocacy and music. Up next, we have another set of goodwill messages. Like I mentioned during the introduction, we'll be taking more goodwill messages. And in this particular set, we have the Secretary, FCT, Sexual and Gender-Based Violence First Response Team, Pastor Deborah Life Alegbemi. We equally have Mr. Steve Aborishade, who is the Senior Manager, Advocacy and Marketing at AIDS Healthcare Foundation, AHF Nigeria. Then we have the Executive Secretary, Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor, NACTAL, in the person of Madam Vera Igbinodalo. And finally, for this session, we have Mr. Solomon Oguche, who is the Program Manager, Education as a Vaccine. Pastor Deborah, if you're on the call, the floor is yours for your goodwill message.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a beautiful day and a remarkable event. Please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. It is with great joy and honor that I, on behalf of the FCT response team and in my capacity as the Secretary, extend warm congratulations to the Tabitha Empowerment Center on this remarkable occasion of grand launch and fundraising for the Girls Vanguard project. Tabitha Empowerment Center has remained a vibrant and committed member of our response team, consistently demonstrating passion, innovation, and dedication to advancing the right and welfare of women and girls. This new initiative, the Transformational Girls Vanguard Project, is yet another testament to your vision of building strong and empowered young women who will shape the future of our society. We celebrate your unwavering commitment to create safe spaces, opportunities, and platforms that inspire transformation. Your work aligns deeply with our collective goal of combating gender-based violence, promoting empowerment, and ensuring every girl has the chance to thrive. As you embark on this new chapter, we wish you resounding success in both the launch and the fundraising efforts. May the Transformational Girl Vanguard Project flourish, impacting lives, raising vanguards, and contributing meaningfully to national development. The FCT response team and Queens FCT, which I represent, are proud to walk this journey with you and will remain steadfast in our partnership for the cause of women and girls. Congratulations once again with goodwill and solidarity. Cheers. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much, Pastor Deborah, for that amazing goodwill message. Up next, we will be taking a goodwill message from the Executive Secretary, NACTAL, FCT, Madam Vera Igbinodalo. Madam Vera, if you're on the call, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Gladys. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm standing on all existing protocols. My name is Vera Nadi-Benjamin from Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor. I happen to be the Executive Secretary. Warmest congratulations to Tabitha Empowerment Center from Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor, NACTAL FCT chapter, on the launch of the Girls Vanguard project. We are particularly pleased with this project. NACTAL is very passionate about the well-being of children, and as a network, NACTAL is against all forms of abuse, all forms of labor and trafficking in children. And we see this project speaking to all of that. May this initiative not just inspire, not just empower, but let it uplift the girl child, shaping them for a brighter future. And we wish everyone that is on this call a productive and enriching experience. And we say a very big congratulations to Tabitha Empowerment Center, who is also a part of NACTAL, a member organization of NACTAL. Together, let's make a difference. Thank you. Over to you, Gladys.
Thank you very much, Madam Vera, for delivering that goodwill message on behalf of NACTAL. Next for the goodwill message is Mr. Steve Aborishade from AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Mr. Steve, are you on the call? Okay, while we wait for Mr. Steve, we'll take Mr. Solomon Oguche, who is the Programs Manager for Education as a Vaccine. Mr. Solomon, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. All protocol duly observed. My name is Solomon Oguche, and I bring you greetings from my Executive Director, Toyi Chukwudozie. I work with Education as a Vaccine as a Program Manager. Education as a Vaccine is a youth-led, youth-focused organization with our aim to see that all children, especially women and girls, reach their full potentials. And for them to reach their full potential, which means they must be free from all forms of violence and have economic opportunity to grow. And that has aligned with the current projects by Tabitha organization. And we are fully in support to see how other organizations come into this space to see building the agency of women and girls, especially in a country where women and girls lack voice, and we're happy to hear about that. So thank you. Over.
Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon, for that goodwill message on behalf of Education as a Vaccine. At this point, we'll be taking another presentation, and this would be from Ekene May. May is an international award-winning multidisciplinary artist. She's a visual artist. She's also a spoken word artist. May, if you're on the call, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, on the call. Please, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really thrilled to be here and to lend my voice to campaigning for women and girls. I'd like to give a bit of a story. Just before I present my poem, it will help with the piece itself. I know that it might sound like a broken record, when it comes to campaigning for young women or even girls. It seems like, every time we're trying to do this or trying to pull girls up or trying to make it better. But the honest truth is, I think we still need to, as early as last year, I was in a particular school to teach young people how to paint. And one thing I noticed in two schools, was the first school, every time I made the call, I would have more boys come to sign up. In fact, boys who did not know how to paint. But I then would now find girls who were being pushed and told and nudged to say, oh, sign up, you know how to draw, sign up. And then at the end of the day, I probably have like 17 boys and 3 girls. The second school I went to, there was no girl. Only like 20 boys signed up, and I had to teach those like 20 boys because no girls signed up. And there were girls in the school who could paint, right, or who could even draw something. Some of these boys did not know anything about drawing, but still signed up, just to learn. One of the things I do also when I go to some organizations is I want to know how many women they have at the top echelon of, power or management or executive places. I'm just eager, I'm just curious to know that because I think it's something that we need to do. It's something that we need to continue. We need to be conscious about to say, okay, if I'm up there, how many other girls can I pull up? Or how many other women can I pull up? How many young people can I mentor, as young women? And this takes me to my poem. It's titled Leave No One Behind. Today, this very minute, one more woman will turn off her lights, hang her boots. She'll leave her room, her body, her holy place, walk into a darkness that seemed like light, dine with darkness, dine with her hands, and it will cause her lips to break her back, fold her spine, hold her neck with a frame. She will say yes to everything and no to herself. She will surrender all, hands raised, elbows sore, knees blackened from nights of supplication for her life, for her babies, for her man. She will become an intervention. It is war every day. It will be war every day. With no one to run through, no one to turn to, no one who's a safe space, a hiding place. She will learn to be just like her mother. Inherit her silence, her loud, fix broken things with her hands, hearts, plates, cups, trays, toys, buckets, blankets, dresses, babies, men. The man, her mother will say, be patient. Society will call it normal. Today, one more girl will be born to another girl who does not know who the father of her child is or who her own father is because her mama said nothing. Her mama did not know to tell her stories of wars or she did not ask enough to listen because it is in asking and listening that we retell stories, we write history, create a future that suits us. One more child will be born, an accident, a continuation, a trend, hanging loosely, a low-hanging fruit waiting to be devoured, to be taken, to be a number, a mistake, lost, forgotten, broken, left hanging, left behind if we left it.
Told me anything.
If we let her.
Nobody told me anything.
So I challenge us to leave no one behind, to pull every woman out of the claws of darkness and strip her of the burden of shame, tear off blindfolds and call her beautiful and worthy. Listen to her and tell her our story too. For it is in listening that we rewrite history and shape the future. We will tell stories of how we will make it, how we made it. We will come from places where our surnames hold no meaning and create some meaning for ourselves and our children too. We will teach them to choose themselves, to choose the men from amongst the best, to teach our boys to be good men too. Our girls will know that they are gold, queens. They will go for the beauty of life, for luxury, abundance, love, excellence, and the wealth it comes with. We will leave no one behind. Thank you. Congratulations, TEC, and thank you for the launch of your program.
Thank you so much, May, for that wonderful, please keep the applause coming. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that wonderful rendition. Thought-provoking too, telling us that there is a lot we need to do. The woman, the girl has been kept in the dark for a while. We need to do a lot as civil society, as partners, families, communities, schools, religious leaders to ensure that we amplify and promote and preserve the rights of women and girls. Thank you so much. So up next, we are getting to the peak of our program today, and at this point, we have a panel discussion. Now, this panel is one that is loaded. We have lots of amazing people on this panel. I'll let them speak for themselves, but I want to appeal to us to listen. There's a lot that will be said. There'll be lots of action points. There'll be lots of call to action for us as attendees, and there'll be lots of message for us to take home and cascade to those around us. Without further ado, I would be inviting my colleague, Hannah Odunayo. Hannah is the communications lead at Tabitha Empowerment Center, but she represents the Kanu team this afternoon. And Hannah has the singular honor of moderating today's panel discussion. Hannah, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
All right, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. We can hear you.
I hope we can all hear me. All right, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Once again, I really want to say welcome to everyone who is on the call. Thank you for joining into our amazing and one-of-a-kind program today, which is the launch of the Girls Vanguard program. Without wasting much of our time, this is one of the sessions I actually look forward to today, and I will be calling up on the names of our panelists. We have Barrister Oluwakemi Badamosi from the Girls Education Access Initiative. Can we use our emojis to put our hands together for her? You're welcome, ma. We also have the Senior Special Advisor for Youth and Development on Gender Matters. Yes, thank you. I can see the applause coming. Honorable Kehinde Charity Awojuola. Can we also use thank you. We also have from Save Heaven Foundation, Professor Fatima Waziri-Azi. Yes, thank you. And we have from PEPNET, that's Peace Education and Practice Network, Ambassador Moses Abolade. Thank you so much for putting those ends together for them. And my name is Anna Odunayo, like she rightly mentioned, and I will be the moderator for today. So, Barrister Oluwakemi, are you on the call? Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you, and I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you.
And I must really confess, you look very beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, ma. So, straight to the first question, I will be asking you, from your experience, what do you think are the most pressing barriers in vulnerable girls from staying in school? And how can communities be mobilized to address them?
Thank you, Hannah, for that question. And first, before I respond, I'd just like to say a big congratulations to Tabitha Empowerment Center for the launch of the Girls Vanguard initiative, because this initiative is very timely, especially at a time where, with everything happening in development globally, we see that with the dwindling funding also means a lot of programs get impacted. And an initiative like this spotlights the fact that we need to not lose sight of those who are often left behind or marginalized in a sense, which is and young women and girls fall into that group often. So going to your question on what are the barriers, the most pressing barriers that hinder girls from staying in school. So I like the fact that the question is phrased that staying in school, because most times we put the focus on access. So it's one thing to get into school, it's another thing to stay in school, and it's another whole topic entirely to complete schooling. So when we talk about girls' education, we have to talk about the rights to, the rights in, the rights through school. So that is access, staying, and successfully completing schooling. And one of the biggest challenges that makes it difficult for girls to stay in school and actually finish education is poverty. So research and statistics shows us that you have more girls accessing school, but the higher they go, they start to drop off. And it gets worse when it gets to the university level. So you see that you have a number of girls who make it to primary school, but that number drops when they get to secondary school. The number also drops further when they get to the university. So you have less and less girls who are completing their education. And poverty plays a very critical role. How does poverty play a role? Now, in most families, there is often the need to do a trade off. And typically, girls are the first people to be affected by that trade off. So, if a family is thinking about eating their next meal versus getting their daughter to continue education, we all know, again, especially for climes that are very patriarchal, in terms of climes that prioritize men over women, like Nigeria, you realize that it is very easy to make a decision to say, how about you stop schooling and then, let's make sure that we can have food to eat. So the issue of poverty is one that actually impacts girls' ability to stay in school. Even with the Girls Education Access Initiative, that's something we have seen. You'll find out that when you engage most families, you will hear that the girls have actually started a few years of schooling but had to stop because there wasn't any resources to continue. Quickly, another thing, and it's closely tied to that, is the issue of harmful gender norms and stereotypes. We all know that when it comes to, I'll use Nigeria as a context because majority of us are Nigerian, and the focus of this initiative is also in Nigeria. The issue of gender norms, there is often a prioritization of boys over girls. People might argue that, but a simple example is when a woman gives birth. Notice the reaction between when she has a girl versus when she has a boy. I even remember back in the days when MTN used to do an advert, and I'm glad that that advert was pulled off after a while. And the advert used to say, Mama na boy. And the man was usually very excited. But that is a reflection of the society. Boys are often prioritized, and that's because there is the notion tied to gender norms that, oh, well, a girl will get married, so why are you investing in girls' education? They will get married, so you don't need to invest in them. And that in itself is very flawed because it has implications. I like the spoken word because part of the implication of that is you have a situation where girls don't complete education, they end up having kids either very early, and that the cycle of poverty continues as a result of that. So, very quickly, the issue of gender norms, and that's one of the things we must address and we should address. So, Tabitha is doing a great job, and a lot of the partners here, but we must tackle gender norms. There shouldn't be a prioritization of boys over girls. Children are equal, children are the same. And when we talk about gender equality, it's saying boys and girls should have equal access to opportunities, equal access to resources, equal access to education. Now, very quickly tied to that also is the issue of care responsibilities. When a family member gets sick, father or mother, who is usually the first person, it's easy to pull the girl out of school to say, come and take care of mama or baba until they get better, let your brother continue. So the issue of care responsibility is one of the things that keeps girls away from completing education. Then we can go into discussions on GBV, if schools are unsafe, or if girls are prone to facing sexual harassment in school, they don't feel the need to want to continue. Or if the school is too far away, girls are not able because of the dangers that they may encounter trying to get into school. And then lastly, I would say the issue of menstrual hygiene. I know that we will talk more about it, but we cannot talk about girls staying in school without addressing the issue of menstrual hygiene. That includes access to how many of our primary schools or secondary schools have good toilets, where if a girl is on her period, she can actually go and get changed. How many of our schools have pad banks, where a young girl whose family may not be able to afford sanitary pad can actually get a pad in school when they are on their period? How many of our students are educated enough to support girls if a girl gets stained in school? So rather than shaming them, somebody actually helps and provides support, be it a boy or a girl. Now, these things might sound very trivial, but studies have shown us and even experienced that these are things when girls face stigma or shame in school as a result of period, they don't want to go back. Number two, when they can't afford sanitary pads, they would rather stay at home, thereby losing schooling. And that has implication for unplanned pregnancy. It has implication for early marriage as well. Those are some of the factors, like even the issue of early and child marriage, those are factors that make it difficult for girls to be able to complete schooling. So for us to address it, we must to the communities. We must educate the communities, and that includes men and boys, on the importance of educating girls. People forget that there is economic value when girls are educated. I remember a time Barack Obama once said, if you educate only half of your population, which are men, you're basically going into a football match or a battlefield with only half of your team ready. You need the entire team to be able to win a game. So it is important, and even the World Bank has told us that when you invest in girls' education, countries stand to earn trillions of dollars over the years because they go into the labor force. They're able to produce resources, they're able to produce goods, they're able to engage in different sectors, whether it's informal sector or the formal sector. So there are ripple effects. And women who are educated, science has shown us that they are able to have healthier babies. They're able to have babies that also go on to get educated, and they're also able to break the cycle of poverty because it is transferable knowledge and insights that they have. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. That was a wealth of knowledge. So I'll be asking Professor Fatima Waziri-Azi from Safe Haven Foundation the first question. Ma, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much, Ma. So my question to you is, how can break the silence surrounding domestic violence that is affecting girls and young women?
Yeah, so thank you, Anna. Let me start with a quick story. So earlier this year, a 15-year-old, let's call her Abby, participated in the second stream of our mentorship program. The mentor opened with a simple check-in question: how is the weather at home? And that was Abby's doorway. So she asked for help privately, and she was linked to the right resources. What changed wasn't only Abby. The environment changed. There was a door that is a safe place, a map, clear referral pathways, and a drum, consistent community messaging that violence is unacceptable. So silence around domestic violence rests on three key locks. We have stigma, that is the perception that good girls don't talk about, family matters, you don't wash your dirty linen in public. Then we have fear and dependency, retaliations and financial pressure. And of course, the third, which is confusion. Where do I go? Who will believe me? What happens next? And what community-based programs does is to break the silence by picking these locks practically. And we can do that by creating trusted micro spaces, like after school girls club, whether it's youth fellowship and safe corners in clinics, in churches, in mosques, and train staff them with trained trauma-informed peer mentors. Girls trust people who look and sound like them. We can also build pathways. Could be a simple WhatsApp entry point that routes to whether it's counseling, trauma counseling, legal support, shelters, or social welfare, or even police gender units. The third is use culture to shift norms, like the use of short radio jingles, school debates, youth theater, and also have faith and traditional leaders co-sign messages like probably protecting girls in our community is our standard. Then, of course, we need to engage men and boys on purpose. So we need to be deliberate and strategic about it. And we can do that through father-daughter circles, boys club tied to sports, male champions who challenge harmful behaviors and model accountability, like we have the popular he for she campaigns. And lastly, reduce practical barriers by providing things like, transport money to survivors to access support services. It's not just enough to, tell them where to go to, but also support them on how to get there, and provide emergency micro grants and educational support. Taking practical steps is vital in protection work, and we need to consistently walk our talk. So about over a month ago, we received, so at Safe Haven Foundation, we received a very long WhatsApp message in Hausa from a young girl in a village called Mahuta in Katsina State. I'd never heard of Mahuta. Everyone knows Funtua, but Mahuta is a remote village in Katsina State. And the summary of the message was she had suicidal ideation. She threatened to kill herself and had 3 kids and clearly needed help. So she was immediately referred to our in-house clinical psychologist. And this young lady happens to be a child bride. So do the math. She's 22 years old this year. She has 3 kids. Her oldest is 8. So what does that mean? She had her first child when she was 14. So she talked about the consistent abuse from her very much older husband and how her parents send her back to her husband anytime she runs away. How she desires to leave her marriage but doesn't have anywhere to go or money to be independent. She asked if we could support her to start a business, and all she wanted was 16,000 naira to start selling soap for laundry. Everyone does chores, right? Instead of 16,000 naira that she asked for, we gave her 30,000 naira. Now check this out. Her whole persona has changed. During the last check-in with her by our psychologist, she said she had restocked 3 times. She talked about how she even gave her co-wife 5,000 naira to put in her own palm oil business, and how happy she is that she can contribute to her home. And this story epitomizes what I mean by reducing practical barriers for survivors. For this particular story, all it took was 30,000 naira. Over.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. So we're going to the next panelist. That's the Senior Special Advisor to the Minister of Youth and Development on Gender Matters, Honorable Kehinde Charity Awujola. Are you here with us, Ma?